The town of Coldwater had always been a quiet place, the kind where secrets festered in the silences between porch swings and church bells. Its only claim to fame was Channel 13, a local TV station that had shut down in the late 90s after a fire gutted the studio. The official report blamed faulty wiring, but whispers in town spoke of something darker: rituals, blood, a crew that vanished without a trace. By 2025, the station was just a crumbling relic on the edge of town, its rusted antenna stabbing the sky like a broken finger. Lila Carver, a 28-year-old barista with a penchant for true crime podcasts, didn't believe in ghost stories. She'd moved to Coldwater a year ago, chasing cheap rent and a fresh start after a messy breakup. Her apartment was a cluttered box of thrift store furniture and half-read books, with a bulky CRT television she'd bought for $5 at a yard sale. It was a relic, like the station, but it worked well enough for late-night binges of old horror flicks. On a sleepless Thursday night, restless and wired from too much coffee, Lila flipped it on. Static hissed across the screen, the kind that made her ears itch. She smacked the side of the TV, expecting the usual fix, but instead a grainy image flickered into view. A logo spun slowly in the center. Channel 13, Coldwater Community Broadcast. The timestamp in the corner read, May 15th, 2025, 2:13 a.m. Lila frowned. The station had been dead for decades, and it was well past midnight. She checked her phone. 2:13 a.m. exactly. A chill prickled her neck. The screen shifted to a man sitting at a news desk, his face obscured by shadows. His voice was low, almost a growl, as he read from a script. Tonight, we bring you a special report: the unsolved murder of Emily Hart, 1994. The footage cut to a reenactment. A young woman, actress pale, walking down a dark alley. A figure in a hooded coat stalked her, knife glinting. The scene was brutal, too real, the blood too vivid. Lila's stomach churned as the actress screamed, the sound cutting off abruptly as the screen went black. She changed the channel. Nothing but static. She turned the TV off, then on again. Channel 13 was back, now showing a new segment. The disappearance of Thomas Reed, 1987. Another reenactment played out. A man dragged into the woods, his cries muffled by unseen hands. Lila's hands shook as she unplugged the TV. The screen stayed lit, the broadcast continuing, the shadowed anchor's voice droning on. By morning, Lila was rattled but determined. She drove to the library, digging through microfiche archives. Coldwater's unsolved cases were numerous for such a small town. Stabbings, vanishings, bodies found without a trace of evidence. Emily Hart had been real, a schoolteacher knifed in an alley. Thomas Reed, a mechanic, had vanished after a late shift. The details matched the broadcast perfectly, down to the coat the killer wore. Lila's search for Channel 13 turned up little, just old articles about the fire and vague mentions of unusual programming before it shut down. That night she didn't touch the TV. She tried to sleep, but at 2:13 a.m., the set blared to life on its own. The anchor was back, his face still hidden. The murder of Daniel Klein, 2001. Lila froze. She knew that name. Her landlord had mentioned Klein, a tenant who'd been found dead in her apartment. Bludgeoned, the case never solved. The reenactment showed a man in her living room, her actual living room, the same peeling wallpaper and creaky floorboards. A figure with a hammer crept behind him. Lila screamed, ripping the plug from the wall. The screen went dark, but not before the anchor's voice purred. "Stay tuned." She called the police, but the officer who showed up was skeptical, chalking it up to a prank or faulty wiring. He left without checking the TV. Desperate, Lila posted about it on X, hoping someone local might know something. A few replies trickled in, older residents recalling Channel 13's weird late-night shows before the fire, one claiming the station had aired things no one should see. Another user, anonymous, DM'd her, "Stop watching, it sees you." Lila didn't sleep. She dragged the TV to the curb, but at 2:13 a.m., her laptop sparked to life. Browser opening to a live stream of Channel 13. The anchor leaned closer, his face still shadowed but his eyes glinting like wet glass. "Tonight, A new story. The death of Lila Carver, 2025. The reenactment began. Her apartment, her thrift store couch, her in her pajamas. A figure stepped into frame, holding a knife, its face a smeared void. She slammed the laptop shut and ran, grabbing her keys. The apartment felt wrong, the air thick, the shadows too long. She made it to her car, heart pounding, and drove to the old Channel 13 station. The building was a husk, windows shattered, walls charred. Inside, she found rusted equipment, scattered tapes, and a staircase leading down. Against every instinct, she descended. The basement was cold, the air heavy with mildew. A single monitor flickered in the corner, showing the same broadcast. The anchor's voice echoed from unseen speakers. "You can't leave the story, Lila." On the screen, the reenactment showed her in the basement, right now, her back to a figure rising from the shadows. She spun around, but no one was there. The monitor flickered, and the anchor's face finally came into view. Her own, distorted, eyes hollow. Lila smashed the screen with a pipe, glass shattering, sparks flying. The broadcast stopped. Silence pressed in. She stumbled out, drove to a motel, and didn't look back. The next day, she moved out of Coldwater, leaving everything behind. But sometimes, late at night, she'd hear static from a neighbor's TV or see a flicker on her phone screen. She never watched. She knew the station was still out there, waiting for its next viewer, its next story.